Hi, I'm Dr. X Henry, or more probably well known as the dude who appeared in Surreal Rugger's CCAG 2017 video. Speaking of CCAG, I will be attending if anyone gives a shit with my 5 subscribers, and yeah, so expect that video in the future. Hey, you know what I haven't done all year? A retro game review. I mean, like, seriously, I've mostly just been covering bad movies, modern games, and other things I don't want to think about in this recent time. Well, I thought, well, yeah, I want to have at least one out by this year, and there's one video game in particular I've specifically wanted to review since the beginning. So if you go all the way back to episode 2, which was the Back to the Future NES game video, aka probably the worst video game I've ever played in my life, I mentioned something about another Back to the Future NES game called Back to the Future 2 and 3. Or at least I think I did, because the first video editor that I used was the YouTube video editor. It was a free video editor that was very simple, but also pretty good. Every video up until the Super Mario Odyssey video, so basically every video before that was made with that editor, and I gotta say, I probably pushed it to the absolute limits of what I could do with the editor. I've never seen anything else as powerful specifically done with it. We see, it had a lot of problems. Well, yeah, you couldn't even create copyrighted things, even if you were making it go to YouTube, and unfortunately I can't show you it because they shut it down. That's why I stopped using it. But okay, well, yeah, so there is a lot of problems with this, clearly, but one of the big problems was that some clips would just go missing, like, not even, they wouldn't be featured in the video. Like, you'd edit them in. Like, I strictly remember editing them in, and then they just wouldn't show up. Probably because my videos were pretty complicated for that. I put it to the absolute limits, but I don't know. There's always be a missing clip or two from all those videos, but one of the clips that is now lost, or at least I can't seem to find in the video for some reason, is a part where I mentioned Back to the Future 2 and 3. So there'd always be a clip or two missing. Now, I'm not strictly revisiting the first game quickly, but I'm just going to point out a few things I forgot to mention. One of the things I forgot, there's a bowling ball item, which is actually kind of useful. You could throw it at stuff so you don't run into it because the control's way too fucking fast. Speaking of going fast, there's also a skateboard item, which you figured, yeah, that would be good, like an Adventure Island, for an example, but no, that is literally just an item that makes everything go faster, and you're making everything a pain in the ass. I forgot to mention that there's a level I just couldn't beat, probably because I was so stressed out from just trying to win this horrible game, which I thankfully did. But basically, there's a level where you play as the DeLorean, and then you collect lightning bolts. I mean, no, wait, wouldn't you collect them to pick up the 1.21 gigawatts of electricity? No, you dodge them. Why would you dodge them? So today, let's have a look at Back to the Future 2 and 3. Now, why would it be Back to the Future 2 and 3? Is it 2 games in one package? It's not like a combo cartridge like Super Mario Duck Hunt, for example. No, this is like the one game, but it's set like 2. You know, they're not split up in any way, which I find kind of annoying, but okay, so you figured since this is Back to the Future 2, and it's based off the NES game, well, actually, no, it's not. It's just another cheap cash-in, because, well, this is literally just a game that you don't even walk uphill and have the same annoying music loop. Now, like, you figured since, like, Super Mario Brothers is a platformer, so then Mario 2 is still a platformer. But yes, Super Mario Brothers 2 and the original Super Mario Brothers on the NES were, yes, they're both very different games, but they're both still platformers, and I'm not saying that the style of the game can't specifically change. I mean, like, if you look at Zelda 1, and then Zelda 2, like, look at them, they're completely different games, but, well, yeah, I'm not saying this is a specifically bad thing, but you figured it would be more running uphill. And hey, I'll give it credit that they at least used the Back in Time song for, well, like half of the song at least, but basically, well, it's kind of confusing, the overall gameplay. Like seriously, it is so confusing and just so fundamentally broken in so many aspects. Basically, you can go to a bunch of different locations, you have to get 30 items, except the way that you get the items is absolutely pointless and also really difficult to figure out without some sort of strategy guide. Okay, so the gameplay style is so fundamentally broken, not just in the overall platforming, but the puzzle solving in the way that you pick up the items. So basically, say that you go to the end of stage 1 and then you get item A. So then you get item A and you bring it back to, I don't know, say the original place B. But then, okay, well, yeah, you need to take it to original place A, but that's not in there. But if you even attempt to figure out what's going in there, then you automatically lose the item. So that means you have to go back to the stage after you're done with something else, and to go attempt to get the other life, or just whatever, and then it's even necessary. Why can't the legitimate item that goes in the place that you are required to get to significantly progress in the game, why is it somewhere else? Why can't you just find it in the stage and then bring it back to the same place in the stage? Well, yeah, you see, this would be fine because it certainly enhanced the difficulty. It's kind of like in how Mega Man, you can choose the order that you do the stages, but I don't know, like, why isn't it just there? You see, the killer part, that there's no save feature either. Yes, I'm being serious when I say that. There's absolutely no save feature. You figured that would be necessary for such a long and overly complicated game, but no, I mean, like, World of Long Plays has a full playthrough throughout the entirety of the 2 games. It's almost 4 hours long. That's incredibly long for a single NES game, and plus, like, it's not like you can turn the system off and then turn it back on and then resume where you were. No, it has none of that. I mean, like, and plus, even if you do try to skip, because the only password is in between Back to the Future 2 and 3. So if you want to go to 3 without completing 2, you have to put in the password. But then after you put in the password, well, yes, the password is a scrambled word. Yes, okay, so if you already know the password, what's the point of there being a scrambled word you figure out after you know the password? It's like in Mega Man, after you beat a boss, that you would get a question and an answer, except the answer to the question has absolutely nothing to do with the question does. I'm just using this as an offensive example, but I mean, like, seriously, so after that, you would have to put in the answers to prove that you beat the stage, so you wouldn't be cheating. That would take the fun away. No, I'm just using that example as a fundamentally broken scrambled word or question system to legitimately prove that you've completed the game. Of course, yeah, now we have the internet. I'm sure there's a Nintendo Power at one point, but I mean, like, 4 hours long is incredibly long. Yes, I know that there are people that have like 19-hour-long Fortnite sessions per day, but no, I'm being serious. Come on, this is uploaded in the days of the internet, where, you know, we could easily find this stuff because there are more people that know about it and everything. But imagine being a kid when the game came out and just having absolutely no clue to what you're doing and attempting to beat it. No, that would be impossible. You could probably stay there for 4 hours and get absolutely nothing done, mainly due to the fact that everything is so broken. Oh, don't even get me started on the platforming. The platforming is just so awful. For example, the Marty sprite is so overly large, and it's not like everything else is built in a similar size, kind of like Mega Man 7. People complain, oh, the sprites are too big. Well, it's equal to everything else around it, so it seems fine. But no, the sprites are too overly large or overly big, and it doesn't help the control is just so broken. Everything just barely even works. It's so stiff in every way. It's barely even responsive. I can't even figure this out. And then, like, it's just, like, then you fall, and then you die, and then you get put back to the beginning of the stage. Like, it's not like you can even do much to avoid this. Yeah, I know it's like Mario. It's going in a more simplistic direction where you don't have a gun like Mega Man. Back so far when you get hit, I mean, like, you don't really have that much of what can be considered like a health bar or something. Like, at least in Mario Kart, if you drive off a cliff, they put you a little back from where you were, but no, in this, well, yeah, they just drag you back no matter if you get hit. I mean, like, at least in Contra, yeah, you only have 1 hit per life, but at least you have a few seconds to not get hit again, and, well, you have a lot of lives, and then you don't have to go anywhere, you just go on as you lose a life. Also, it doesn't help that everything looks like shit. Like, what are even these graphics? It looks horrible. Why are there, like, Care Bears attacking you? Like, what even is that? Why the hell can you walk on clouds? My god, these games are terrible. Like, these could barely even be considered Back to the Future games. I think LGN just got the license, or they're like, hi, okay, so we have, guy walks up the street and dodges shit the game. No, we're not gonna release that. We're gonna put over the Back to the Future thing, just add like 2 Back to the Future related things in there. And then, we have, stupid guy goes back in time and runs in the shit that looks really out of place. No, we'll just make that Back to the Future 2 and 3. 2 shitty games for the price of 1 game that you could actually spend money on a game worth buying. I'm thedrxhenry. I'm signing off. Please don't buy this or play this. This is awful. This is worse than the first one.